Do you remember the feeling of sunlight on old wooden floors? That gentle warmth, the hush of a slow morning, and the scent of something softly nostalgic in the air. Welcome to the cozy Yesteryear, where we embrace the timeless charm of vintage decor in warm, rustic settings. This channel is your peaceful retreat into a world of cottagecore living, where antique furnishings, reclaimed materials, and nostalgic details come together to create soulful spaces that feel both grounded and inviting. Each video is a gentle stroll through memories and mood, crafted to inspire a more thoughtful, heart-filled home. If you love the elegance of yesteryear woven into everyday life, you've come to the right place. Today, we'll explore 10 timeless touches that add cozy elegance to your home, with warmth, grace, and a whisper of the past. Take a seat by the window, maybe with a cup of tea, and settle into the softness of tradition. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your favorite detail in the comments, because this space is as much yours as it is ours. Let's begin our journey back in time, one cozy corner at a time. There's something magical about a home that feels lived in and loved, where every corner holds a memory and every texture tells a story. Today's video takes you through subtle, thoughtful additions that elevate your space without shouting for attention. These are not trendy decorations that come and go, they're enduring touches that feel familiar, comforting, and quietly beautiful. From the soft patina of antique metals to the delicate charm of handmade linens, each detail adds depth and emotion to your surroundings. You'll find inspiration in the materials, colors, and finishes that echo simpler times and invite a sense of calm. Picture a worn velvet armchair bathed in golden afternoon light, or the faint creak of a wooden floor underfoot. These are the feelings we're after. It's about surrounding yourself with objects that have meaning and letting your home breathe with warmth and intention. You won't find perfection here, but you will find grace in the imperfections. So let's begin, 10 timeless touches that can transform your space into a haven of understated elegance and nostalgic beauty. There's a special kind of magic that comes from an old mirror with worn edges and a faintly clouded reflection. These vintage pieces do more than reflect, they hold stories, glimpses of the past, and a sense of quiet dignity. Whether hanging above a fireplace or tucked into a hallway, antique mirrors bounce light around the room in a way that feels warm and intimate. The slightly imperfect glass and ornate frames add a human touch, softening the space and grounding it in history. You might find one at a flea market or inherit it from a family member. Either way, its presence feels like an heirloom whispering from the walls. Pair it with soft lighting, like a wall sconce or a nearby candle, and the atmosphere becomes almost cinematic. Mirrors like these work beautifully in bedrooms, entryways, or living rooms where natural light already dances in. They don't need to be large or flashy, just soulful and aged, with character you can't replicate. A mirror becomes more than decor, it becomes a portal, a memory keeper, and a source of glow. Few things soften a room like linen curtains that gently sway with the breeze and filter the morning sun. Choose soft, neutral shades, creamy whites, oatmeal, faded sage, that feel organic and calming. These fabrics, with their natural slubs and slight imperfections, bring a handcrafted feel to the space. Hung from simple rods, they don't draw too much attention, but the way they move, the way they glow, becomes unforgettable. In the early hours, light pours through and paints delicate patterns on the walls and floor, making the whole room feel like a quiet poem. You can leave them a little wrinkled, a little relaxed, that's part of the charm. They invite you to slow down, sip your coffee, and just be. Pair them with vintage tiebacks or allow them to puddle slightly at the floor for a romantic touch. They are both background and presence, quiet elegance in motion. And every time they flutter, they remind you how beauty often lives in the smallest gestures. There's an honesty to aged wood that new furniture simply can't replicate. Whether it's a weathered farmhouse table or a scuffed pine dresser, each mark and dent adds to the story of the piece. You can feel the passage of time in its touch, the softened corners, the uneven color, the sturdy weight beneath your hand. These are pieces made to last, to carry memories from one generation to the next. Set against soft textiles or surrounded by greenery, aged wood anchors the space with warmth and authenticity. It doesn't compete for attention, it invites you in, quietly. The finish might be matte, waxed, or bare, each choice speaks to a different era and mood. Style it simply: a stack of books, a vase of foraged branches, or an old ceramic bowl. These furnishings remind us that home is not about perfection, but presence. And with every scratch, they become more beautiful, not less. There's a quiet elegance in a chipped stoneware bowl or a sturdy piece of ironstone that's been used and loved for decades. These humble materials, glazed and unglazed, speak to a time when things were made to last. You'll find their charm not just in their form, but in their function. A cream-colored pitcher holding daisies, a cracked bowl filled with lemons, or an old soup tureen repurposed as a planter, they all carry a sense of continuity. Collect them mismatched or in gentle sets, and place them on open shelves where their character can shine. They bring soul to kitchens and dining rooms, where their weight and substance feel grounding. The patina, the worn stamps, the little quirks in the glaze, they all add to the charm. These are pieces that don't beg for attention but offer comfort with their sturdy beauty. Like the people who once used them, they've aged gracefully. Light has a way of changing everything. It shifts mood, defines space, and makes things feel alive. Candles, especially when grouped thoughtfully, offer more than illumination, they bring intimacy. Place them in brass holders on a mantle, cluster them on a tray, or line them up on a windowsill as dusk falls. Choose warm white or amber tones, and let their flicker slow you down. In combination with string lights, lanterns, or vintage lamps with warm bulbs, the effect is enchanting. Every evening becomes an invitation to unwind, to reflect, to connect. Light becomes a presence, not just a utility. It flatters every corner, every face, every piece of wood and linen in the room. And in that soft glow, home becomes not just a place, but a feeling. Stacked on tables, lined on shelves, or laid open on a bench, old books do more than tell stories, they are the story. Their worn covers and yellowing pages offer texture and warmth, while their titles speak to tastes and times gone by. Even unread, they bring depth and curiosity into a space. Arrange them by tone, soft greens, browns, faded reds, or let the randomness speak for itself. Add in a pair of reading glasses, a candle, or a cup of tea nearby and suddenly you've staged a scene of comfort and wonder. They make wonderful risers for small treasures, or quiet companions on an afternoon chair. You can find them at thrift stores or estate sales, often with handwritten notes or names inside. Every spine holds the weight of years, and every faded letter invites imagination. In a room filled with vintage books, it feels like the house itself is thinking. The softness of a space often lives in its layers: quilts, throws, cushions, and slipcovers. Mix natural fabrics like cotton, linen, and woolen tones that echo nature: mossy greens, soft browns, faded blues. Let a frayed edge throw spill over the side of a couch, or an heirloom quilt rest gently at the foot of a bed. Layered textiles don't need to match, they just need to speak to each other in texture and tone. Patterns like faded florals, tiny checks, or ticking stripes offer visual comfort. These pieces are tactile stories, stitched with history and intention. They bring a lived-in charm that says, "Stay a while." Swap them out with the seasons or let them evolve naturally over time. Textiles have a way of softening not just a room, but a mood. They are the hug your home wears. Bringing nature inside doesn't always mean fresh flowers, it can be as lasting as a framed botanical illustration or a pressed wildflower behind glass. These small artworks are timeless, often done in soft tones that feel both romantic and grounded. Hang a few in an arrangement on a hallway wall, or prop one up on a shelf behind a candle or stack of books. The subject might be a fern, a rose, or even a weed once picked on a walk, each carries quiet beauty. They remind us of the seasons, of simpler joys, and of our connection to the world just outside our window. Choose vintage-style frames, wooden, gold, or even weathered white, to complete the mood. These pieces are delicate but impactful, like whispers of the garden long after bloom. They don't demand attention, but they gently catch your eye. And in that moment, something about your home feels more alive. Sometimes the most meaningful objects are the ones we've nearly forgotten: a grandmother's lace doily, an old clock that still ticks, a photo in a weathered frame. These pieces carry history and sentiment, infusing your home with layers of personality that can't be bought. Use them sparingly, letting each one breathe in its place of honor: a side table, a dresser, a quiet shelf. Mix them into your everyday decor where their presence feels effortless. That old porcelain bowl doesn't need to stay tucked away, it can hold keys or potpourri. The silver brush set, the hand-stitched napkins, the glass perfume bottle, all of them become tiny monuments to the lives that came before us. When guests notice them, you'll have a story to tell, and when you're alone, they'll speak back in silent affection. These details remind us who we are and where we come from. And in their timelessness, they help make your house a home. Every home should have a tucked-away place that feels like a personal retreat. A worn armchair by the window becomes more than just a seat, it's an invitation to pause. A vintage floor lamp, with its soft amber glow, casts light over well-loved pages or quiet reflections. A quilt, hand-stitched and faded at the edges, drapes over the armrest like a gentle whisper of warmth. These corners don't need to be big, just intentional, designed with care and a bit of soul. A small side table holds a chipped teacup, a favorite book, or even an old photograph that stirs memory. Use calming colors like sage green, soft oatmeal, or warm cream, paired with textures that beg to be touched: linen, wool, or velvety chenille. Think of nooks carved into bookshelves, alcoves with sheer curtains, or simply a chair pulled aside from the main room to catch a slant of afternoon light. These quiet corners are the heartbeat of a cozy home, offering a gentle place to rest, breathe, and just be. In these little sanctuaries, time seems to stretch and soften, and that's where true comfort lives. So much of what we love about timeless decor is not just how it looks, but how it makes us feel. It's a sense of belonging, of history gently wrapping around the present. These 10 touches, from antique mirrors to pressed flowers, aren't about grand gestures, but about creating quiet joy in everyday life. We hope you felt inspired by the textures, the stories, and the cozy elegance they bring. Let your home reflect not just your taste, but your heart. We'd love to hear which piece or idea spoke to you most. Leave a comment, and let us know. If you enjoyed this journey into the beauty of the past, please like this video and subscribe to the Cozy Yesteryear for more soulful inspiration. New videos arrive with the rhythm of the seasons, slow, thoughtful, and always warm. Until next time, may your home be a haven of comfort, memory, and light.